Hi, my name is Spaghetti Gag, and I'm here to teach you everything you need to know about the Wintertodt Minigame and OSRS. As usual, I put timestamps below to help you navigate to the information you need. Why do the Wintertodt? Wintertodt is arguably the best way to train your firemaking skill, starting from level 50 all the way to 99. This is because every task you complete here scales with your firemaking level, giving you rates as high as up to 400,000 XP per hour. And it's pretty relaxing if done right. And it's free! In fact, you will make money here with every point you redeem at the reward cart. The rewards you get here are amazing for new Ironmen accounts, which is why this piece of content is so popular in the Ironman game mode. The Wintertodt has a couple notable uniques, being the Pyromancer outfit, which will provide warmth in the Wintertodt minigame, as well as a 2.5% XP increase for all firemaking activities. The Brumatorch, which acts as a warm piece of clothing, and an equipable tinderbox, which is useful for lighting the braziers within the Wintertodt. The Brumatorch can be right-clicked to swap it to your offhand, allowing you to hold both an axe and the Brumatorch without taking any inventory slots up. The Warm Gloves, which act as a warm piece of clothing. The Tome of Fire, which gives both magic offense and defensive stats, and when charged with burnt pages will provide infinite fire runes and a 10% damage increase against NPCs and 50% damage increase against players when casting fire spells. Burnt pages which charge the Tome of Fire and can be combined with Sunfire runes to create Searing pages, which when fed to the Tome of Fire will provide the Sunfire rune effect, increasing the minimum hit of fire spells to 10% of their maximum hit. This means if your max hit was 50, upon a successful attack, you will never hit below a 5, statistically increasing your DPS by a respectable amount. The Dragon Axe, and the coveted Phoenix Pet, which is a 1 in 5,000 drop chance from the reward cards. The requirements to participate in the Wintertodt are 50 firemaking. Optionally, you can finish the Druidic Ritual quest to create the Rejuvenation Potions, which are required to heal the fallen Pyromancers. This is 100% taken care of if you play on the Mass Worlds, and so worrying about making potions is not really necessary. You can begin gaining construction XP upon repairing the broken braziers after owning a POH. The best way to get there is by using a games necklace to teleport to the Wintertodt camp right outside the Doors of Din. Alternatively, you can use Fairy Ring CIS, then run up through the snowpath. If you have no other method, you can walk to Port Sarim, take the boat to Port Piscarilius, and walk all the way up through the kingdom to the Wintertodt. The Wintertodt needs to be subdued. This is done by keeping all the braziers lit and fed with Bruma Wood. The more Bruma Wood you stoke the braziers with, the faster his health will drain. Your job is to chop these Bruma logs and toss them into the braziers. Everyone else will take care of the rest on these Mass Worlds. If you want to gain extra points, or you want to try this in small groups, here's the other tasks that need to be done. 1. Fix and relight the braziers when they go out or break. 2. Heal the downed Pyromancers by using the help option with at least 1 dose of Rejuvenation Potion in your inventory, which you can get by taking an unfinished potion from this crate and combining it with a Bruma herb, which you can pick from this wall. During the fight, you will need to make sure to keep your warmth from draining completely, as if it does, you will die instantly. Every attack the Wintertodt has will deal damage to your warmth meter, bringing you closer to freezing to death. Let's cover the Wintertodt attacks now. His standard attack will deal damage to everyone in the room at random and stops them from adding logs to fires and from fletching logs into kindling. These attacks vary in frequency, being more common in the beginning of the fight and less common near the end of the fight. They will deal very high warmth damage if not protected against. If you have 4 pieces of warm clothing, you will max out the damage reduction for this attack. Keeping all 4 braziers lit will further reduce the damage you take from this attack. For his first special attack, Wintertodt will make cute little sparkles appear above an area before covering it in snow. If you stand in the area when the snow hits, you will take warmth damage. His second and third special attacks affect the braziers. The Wintertodd's second special attack will sparkle above the brazier before snuffing them out, causing you to relight the brazier before adding more wood. His third special attack will sparkle brightly above the braziers before breaking it entirely. This causes warmth damage to players adjacent to the brazier, and the brazier must be repaired and lit before logs can be added to the fire again. His final special attack will damage the Pyromancer near the braziers. If the pyromancer runs out of health, it will collapse and will need someone to give them a drink of rejuvenation potion before the brazier can be lit again. As the boss's health is drained, his special attacks will become more common, so be careful. If you set yourself up right, you can completely ignore all of these mechanics. I literally stood there next to the brazier in the most deadly location for about 30 minutes just to see if I could die while using my setup. I never even came close. Now this is 100% not necessary, but if you stay here for a long time and you have the money for it, I recommend buying a Regen bracelet from the GE, as it will double your natural warmth regeneration. If you also wear a hit points cape or pray rapid heal, you will quadruple your natural warmth regeneration, making it possible to never have to avoid any damage here ever again. If that wasn't enough, you can also wear a Ring of Life just in case. This will automatically teleport you to your respawn area the moment you drop below 10% warmth, acting as an automatic emergency teleport out if you get distracted. If you don't have access to this method, here's the alternative. You will need to manually increase your warmth meter to keep yourself alive. You could do this by eating any food that restores more than 4 hit points, or by drinking a dose of rejuvenation potion. The potions will restore 30% while the food restores 35%. I personally recommend bringing 1 to 2 cooked wild kebits, as they are cheap and heal the moment you eat them for 35% warmth, and then again a few ticks later for another 35% warmth, making them heal 70% warmth each for only 400 GP. If you need to restock on food for the minigame, you can head right outside the Doors of Din to the Wintertodt camp, where you can bank using the chest inside this tent, after which you can head back inside to take on the boss again. The entry area of the fight is safe from all warmth damage, so if you're about to die, you can always chill here till the end of the game. To get rewarded from the Wintertodt, you need at least 500 points. Obtaining 500 points will give you 100 times your firemaking level in XP, and 2 reward points. Every 500 points you get after this will guarantee you 1 more reward point. Any points past a 500 point threshold will give you a % chance of receiving an extra reward point. Say you had 750 points at the end of the game. You will guaranteed get 2 reward points from the first 500 points you got, and you will have a 250 out of 500 or 50% chance of getting an extra reward point. Let's cover how to get as many points as possible. If you're looking for more points, you will sacrifice your XP per hour slightly, since simply chopping logs and feeding them to the fire is faster firemaking XP. With that said, you will want to have a knife in your inventory to fletch bruma logs into kindling, then feed the kindling to the fire. Doing so will give you 25 points rather than 10 points you get from the logs. Make sure to fletch near the braziers so you can fix and relight them when they break or get snuffed out. Each of these actions will give you another 25 points. If you see that the pyromancer is damaged, you can give him a sip of rejuvenation potion to gain 75 points. By doing this, you can comfortably get 3 and sometimes 4 reward points per game. People often use the Wintertodt Scouter plugin to hop worlds after each game in order to skip the Wintertodt respawn timer. This will get you more XP and reward points per hour, if that's your cup of tea. Every time you pull a reward from the reward cart, you will have a chance at obtaining a unique item. I'll put the chances on screen now. If you don't pull a unique, you will instead pull a resource drop. The unique mechanic here is that you will actually get higher tier resources scaling with your associated skill level. This means if you have a higher wood cutting or mining level, you will actually be more likely to gain higher level logs and ore from your loot pools, making the Wintertodt more profitable the higher level you are. With that said, the Wintertodt is still an amazing place for new players, as those materials will help level your skills and can be sold for quite a bit of money. I went ahead and pulled 100 reward points to help give you an example of what you might see doing Wintertodt. It all got lost in my bank. I hope you liked my guide to the Wintertodt and OSRS. If you could, drop a like down below, subscribe, comment your thoughts, maybe share this with a friend. All this helps me out so much. Thanks, and until next time.